Welcome back to 710 Projects. In the first episode, we started on working on the drift trike project and got the rear axle and basis of the frame sorted. And this video, sorting out where we have the engine. I also said that we'll try and mount the seat as well, and I also managed to get a fuel tank as well. One thing I didn't realize last episode is the sprocket on the engine here, the sprocket on the axle are different. That is a pitch for a 420 chain. That is a pitch for a 428. And so the chain I have down there, that is for a 420 as well. Luckily, where I got this engine from SW Trade, they also sell replacement sprockets, and got one that is for a 420, as you can see there. So firstly, got to sort that over, change that out, and then work on what we're going to do for the frame. One thing I'm thinking of is just get another one of these cross braces, put it roughly about here, put a T-piece in between to help with just strengthening the frame up, and then working on how I'm going to mount it from there. I do want to try and have the center of the engine, so this line here, to be in the center of the frame as much as possible. And then with the sprocket still being floating, I can sort that out as soon as I have mounted the engine and get the chain lined up, you know, do twisting and everything like that to make sure that the chain doesn't, you know, bind or anything like that. Just an update. So you would have seen in the little time lapse beforehand me doing some welding. I took off the rear axle just so it's a bit easier to maneuver the frame, because yeah, that was a bit annoying. So I've got that side piece, the extra piece there, got that T piece there. Engine is most likely going to mount in top of this part here. I've welded up all these sides. Please excuse some of them. Again, I am new to welding and this kind of thing once again. So next thing, just place the axle back down. I have put the chain onto that rear sprocket. So place the axle back down, just put the bolts through just so it doesn't move around. Put the engine down and work out where I need to position it and start making my mounting plate bracket for it. I might have stuffed up a little bit here. With my planning and everything like that, I believe I have a 104 link chain rather than I think it's a 74. And as you can see, the engine is probably about 150 mil, 200 mil too far forward for what I was liking. I mean, I can make this work. It does change my design ever so slightly. So I can easily just put a tensioner straight off here, which that was going to be my plan anyway. Got the two main engine mounts points, which is one is here, there, and then on the other side just in here. Being a pit bike engine, they do have this top one, which is straight through, if you can see that, there we go. and then has this other one right here. So I'm just wondering if I can make something goes from that one straight down to here, this one come out flat a little bit, you know, flat, and then down to somewhere around here, which I can then mount the chain tensioner off, you know, so it'd be nice and tight. And then obviously I've got to make a plate of some sorts for there, because one thing I have to watch out for is these two bolts. I'm pretty sure that's for the gearbox in here. For that oil, that's pretty sure that one there is the sump plug. So I need to make sure there's clearances for that. Yeah, which is going to be quite fun to try and sort out. So I got a bit of thinking over the next half an hour, 45 minutes, what's the best way to go about, because the other alternative is move the engine back the 150, 200mm that I wanted, but then I've just got to move the axle back that 150, 200mm, which that's not a big deal. Or I wait a few days, order a 74 link chain, and then start working on the engine mounts then. Yeah, I'm thinking I might just leave this as is, because planning on having the seat somewhere about there on the trike, so it's fairly central. You know, your legs aren't really going to be burnt from the engine and everything like that. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, so I've got some thinking to do, some planning, designing. Yeah, hopefully I can work something out, well, work out what's going to be the best plan of attack. So, done some thinking, done some planning, and what I'm going to do is how the engine is currently sitting now, just like this. This is how I'm going to have it. I think this is just going to be easier for me in the long run. The design I now have pictured in my head makes this work quite nicely. So where I've got this mount here, there's one there, one just on the inside here, somewhere there. I will drill through the box section there, put some bolts in to start securing that. I'm going to put a plate underneath here to get this front mount just here. Then I'm going to get some metal strap off there and there, and build some mounts coming off from them down to this central bar here. That will also give me my starting points for mounting the seat as well, and also give me place to mount the chain tensioner. So hopefully that's going to be fairly easy to do. So a bit more progress. Got the engine sorted onto the frame. 2 of the rear bottom mounts. I got the holes drilled through the frame. Got a couple bolts in there. That's holding it for now in a somewhat secure manner. The other doing is got some 25mm, just some flat bar. Made some tabs. Got some 25mm box section. Drilled a couple holes in it. Put the bolt through. And just going to extend a bit of 25mm box section from here somewhere in this area. So I've got to work out that, measure that, cut that, and so it's mounted on this one, and then the other one back here where the 2 rear bottom mounts are. Yeah, so let's get to that.